Hi, I'm Cameron Evans. Today we're in Phoenix, Arizona at Airaid Filter Company. Now you may know them better for things like cold air intake systems and a really diverse line of air filters, but they also make a pretty ingenious design of throttle body spacer called a Poweraid. Let's go see a little bit more about how they're engineered, how they work, and if there's one for your SUV or truck. Airaid's performance goal is horsepower and torque for your truck or SUV, and the nerve center for that entire design starts right in here. This is the CAD center, or computer aided design center, where the manufacturing, the fitment, and the actual performance and airflow all starts really in math. Here in the background you can see actually how they design a system to fit perfectly within the confines of the original equipment under the hood scenario. We're here in Airaid's R&D center with a 2005 Mustang that actually has one of their Poweraid throttle body spacers already installed. Now when it comes to any Airaid component, they're there to try to make you a little bit of power and torque. And when it comes to a throttle body spacer, there's a bit of a misconception. A lot of people think that that device is created to try to help you make power at wide open throttle. It's absolutely not the case. You're actually bolting on a device like this to try to make a little extra torque right off of the tip in, right off idle, all the way up to about 3,000 RPM. Now understand that one of the easiest installs you'll ever have, short of literally bolting on an Airaid air filter, is the install of this device. Most of them come off with just 4 bolts, and you pull it back for clearance. This particular vehicle has a fly-by-wire throttle body. That makes the install of this Poweraid spacer about as easy as it can get. Simply 4 bolts and pull it back. If you happen to be installing something like this one for, let's say, a 2000 Chevy truck, well, that's a little bit more difficult, but not much, because it comes with all the hardware so you can space it out properly and reattach the original throttle cable. The secret to how a device like this actually makes power isn't so much the spacing between the throttle body and the intake as it is the actual cut inside the spacer. This patented helix bore has everything to do with speeding up air and helping you make more power. The key to it is, it's not the same for every vehicle. Let's go over on the bench and see a few more of them and you'll see what I'm talking about. Look closely at the machine finish on these helix bores and you'll see that from model to model they're all very different. This first one's from a Silverado and you can see the depth of the pitch on the helix bore. Next to it is for a 4-cylinder, completely different. That's how much engineering has gone into these different throttle body spacers. Remember, you're trying to spin the air as well as speed it up, and when you've got a different length of plenum, a different size of airbox, and a different diet for the engine, you wouldn't expect them to all be the same. Another point to notice, you'll see that this one says flow with an arrow in that direction. That's the direction you actually install the spacer. Important to remember. Some of these kits actually have a little power port, a hole drilled for nitrous. It's my favorite power adder, and I think you might find it the same way too. Remember, when you go to install this device, you might end up hearing a little, almost a very slight whistle, almost like a turbocharger. A lot of guys like it. You know what? Some guys don't. If you don't like the spacer, simply send it back. Airaid's no hassle guarantee really is that, no hassle. Just give them a call. That also goes if you lose a bolt, or maybe you're moving it from vehicle to vehicle and you need a new gasket for it. With all these features included, you can see why that Poweraid throttle body spacer really is a craze in the SUV and truck market. Again, I'm Cameron Evans, and thanks for watching.